If you want to see me create a second look using the Elizabeth Arden Holiday Blockbuster set for 2020, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are going to use this Blockbuster set from Elizabeth Arden again. If you have not seen the unboxing and the swatches videos, I will have them posted here for you with the links, and all associated Blockbuster set videos that I have are going to be linked in the description box. Warning, it is a lot of links going back to 2018. So you'll see Elizabeth Arden, Lancôme, and also Estée Lauder. So if you're curious about that, then take a look and you can do some comparing and contrasting. I do a bunch of looks each year, and in this case, it is a second look that I'll be doing with this set. Okay, I got rid of the box, and last look, I did use the nighttime set of 8 shadows. Let me show you those. So if you've not seen this set yet, this is the front of the palette for night and day. It's kind of a glare with the ring light, but hopefully you can see the design. And it has a mirror the full size of the palette, and this is what I used for the previous look. The focus during the last look was, just make sure I've got the right ones, these 3 is what I used, and this time I want to use these guys up here. I think that that will be an important couple of shadows to use because there are similar shadows in the Lancôme set, and I think that I'm going to do another look with that set with the similar colors so we can do a little bit of a comparison. I am also thinking I'm probably going to use, which one am I going to use to deepen up the look? I don't really want to use this one again because I've tried it already. I'm going to go into the khaki. They call it khaki. To me, it's a gray. But I think that gray with burgundy and gold will look okay. So we'll do that because I've already done a taupey look and I don't want to do another taupey look right away. Okay, I think we've got the plan. And on my cheeks, I do have a blush from last year's set from Elizabeth Arden because there are no blushes this year. And I used the only blush that works, actually. It's this one, kind of a rosy colored blush. And the other one, no, actually that's more the rosy colored blush. This is more the peachy colored blush. I cannot get any payoff off of this blush. I get a little bit on my finger, but nothing picks up on the brush, which is really frustrating. That was a real downside to last year's set, and I don't know if that's part of why they decided not to include blushes this year. This year, the only thing you get in as far as face products, it's still the same number of face products, 3 products, but this year you get 3 highlighters. Last year it was 2 blushes and 1 highlighter. And the highlighter last year was phenomenal, so that might have been something that played into their idea of just doing some highlighters this year. And why am I mentioning that? I am saying or talking about the highlighters, if I can get it open. It is the hardest palette to open of the whole set. I have used these 2, and today I'm thinking of using the same combo. This one as kind of a highlighter blush, and then this one, which is Bellini. So we've got Soft Pearl and Bellini. Using Bellini as kind of a extra highlighter on top of a highlighter. So let's do that right away. And I'm going to use the angled brush that came with the set this year, and going right into, getting rid of the plastic, going right into the highlighter, and I'm going to go onto my cheek, kind of spreading it all around, and other side. And it does give me a little bit of a flush, rose flush, so that's good. Okay, and now I'm going to go into this lighter one, Bellini, I believe it is, and it has a bit of an iridescence to it. I'm going to go more so on the cheekbones up high here. And it does have quite a bit of shine to it. I'm not mad at it. I like the effect that it has. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Just wanted to do a little something on my cheeks, and on my lips right now, I do have the Elizabeth Arden Naked Nymph lip pencil from last year. I just wanted to come on with a little something on my lips. I will be putting a lipstick on at a little bit later in the video. So this one, closing, and I'm not going to try to open it again during this video. Now back to this palette. And last video, the first impressions video, I will put right there, I ended up talking about only one angled brush from last year, and I was mistaken. There were two brushes included, two eyeshadow brushes included last year, and I just missed one for some reason. And I was looking at last year's set, like, wait a minute, there's another brush, so let me show you those. So this is the eyeshadow brush this year, which is really kind of lousy. And these are the two brushes that came with the kit last year, an angled brush and just a flat shader brush. And I think those two were a much better idea than this one. And last year they had this cheek brush, and this year it's an angled brush, and the angled brush is a lot smaller than the one from last year. And the ferrule and handle are smaller as well. So just thought I would mention those. And I'm going to be good. I am going to use the one from this year, even though I would rather use the other two from last year. And I will supplement with these two, but I will mostly use this brush because I think it's the right thing to do. I'm evaluating this year's set, right? Now I've talked enough, so we are going to go into this khaki color and start on the look. And I'm going to just use the palette and the mirror to help me with this look. And as usual, I'm going to do one eye and then do the other eye off camera. Now I have my NYX Eyeshadow Base 03 set with Wheat/Desert from the Smashbox Matte Exposure palette. That's what I do for every single look I do on the channel until I run out of those two. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm not going to go in with this one again, which is the one I used last time. I'm just going to go in with that deeper color right into the crease. And like I said, I'm just doing the one eye, and I'll do the other one off camera. Woo! That, I'm not sure how, is that just fallout? Not sure. Anyway, that's my little cleaning my mess kind of brush. Cleans off fallout, messes. It's from Smashbox. It's the angled powder brush, if you're curious what that one that I just picked up was. Okay. As much as it's a cheap looking brush, I'll admit that it feels soft and it does seem to do the job. It's just not really pretty to look at. Just going back into khaki again. I'm going to go onto the outer lid a little bit more and into the crease again. I was pretty pleased with the look that I came up with for a first impressions. The eyeshadows do seem, at least for now, to be better than what was available last year, because last year I was not impressed, let me tell you. The clear winner last year for eyeshadow was Lancôme by a long shot. But not everybody is focused on eyeshadow as the primary item in a palette, in a holiday set. So I even said palette. In a holiday set, but for me it's definitely a deal breaker if the eyeshadows are not nice. Okay. I think that looks pretty good as kind of a base, and I want to go into now the burgundy shadow. So we're going to do the burgundy shadow and then we'll go into the gold as well. Okay, I just wiped off the brush and going into the burgundy, and I'm going to focus on the outer lid. It's going to take quite a bit, I think, to build up, unless I just didn't pick up the right amount the first time. Okay, that seems to be getting better. I've got quite a bit of fallout right there. Just want to mention that. It's hard to see on camera, I find. I can see a whole lot more in real life than I think you would be able to pick up. Okay, I'm going to use a clean brush and just lighten this up a little bit. I'm saying clean brush, but I've got a brush that's what I use to set my primer, and it's just going to soften this up a little bit. Okay, going back in the crease with this one. Okay, and I'm going to, the fallout is driving me crazy. Now it does wipe away really easily, so that's something that's nice to know. At least I care about. I'm going to go in with my ring finger again in the burgundy, and I want to intensify the color on the outer to center lid, because it doesn't show enough for my taste. And because I have a lot more control with my finger, I'm also going to take the burgundy with my finger down to about 1/3 of the way into the lower lid. Okay, and that's a little bit low, so I'm going to use another brush to clean that up. My go-to recently is this brush in my collection, and usually if you get a set of eyeshadow brushes, something like that is usually included. So I don't feel like I'm showing a brush that's too odd. Okay, that cleaned up really easily. That's great. Okay, and I think I want to go back in with this brush, or maybe just the finger. Let me try the finger. Just want to go and put a little bit more right on the outer V. Okay, and I'm going to clean that off a little bit again. Just a little bit. I feel like I wiped most of it away, but okay, well, whatever. It pretty much did what I wanted. I do want to take care of a little harsh line here. So again, that same brush I was using to do a little cleanup, I'm using just another part of the look. Okay, that looks better. Now, we want to go, royal we, into this gold color. And for that, I'm going to just clean off this brush because I have only one brush to work with. So I am going to just clean off the burgundy and try my best to have some precision with the gold on the very inner lid. I'm sure I'm going to go in with, and I'm pressing first, I'm sure I'm going to go in with my finger to finish up, but I'm trying to just get the lay down of some of that gold right along the crease, very inner lid to about 2/3, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm going to switch to my finger, and there's a lot of kick up on these shadows. I did mention it in the first impressions video, but if you haven't watched that one, I just want to let you know again or for the first time. Pick your poison. Oh, this look really matches my fingers. My fingernails, I should say. That was not intentional. Okay. Now the taupe, the shimmery taupe in the first look turned out really nicely, and this one is as well. They did a good job with the shimmers. I'm just wiping off that brush again. Hopefully I don't have too much shimmer left on it. And I just want to do a tiny bit of cleanup right here. Okay. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just going to clean on the, and I have a towel on my lap. I'm not cleaning on my pants. This is my color switch. Very, very fancy color switch. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this, to be quite upfront with you. I think though that I want to go, you know that second highlighter I put on my cheek? I think I want to go in with that highlighter called Bellini, and I think that's what I want to use on my brow bone. So that's what we will do, is there's nothing in here that I want to use, and I used the lightest shade in the Day palette for my brow bone last time. So I think a highlighter would be a nice change. And once again, I'm going to use the same brush and going into Bellini, this guy right here. That is what I'm going to use. And the face palette, by the way, the highlighter palette, does have a mirror in it as well. So I do really like that. And the Bellini is kind of a white gold and slightly pearlescent pink. And I think with the burgundy, it's going to look pretty good. So let's try that. Oh yeah, it looks really, really nice. I'm going to go in one last bit. And the shimmer on the highlighter is very, very micro. So it's not overpowering the look whatsoever. And I like it enough, I'm going to go in with a tiny brush into the inner corner to put Bellini there as well. So here's a little brush from Morphe. It is called the M149. And I'm going to go into Bellini, just tapping off the excess, and I'm going to go right into the inner corner. Okay, there we go. It really brightens up the eye quite a bit. But I think I want to bring the burgundy a little bit closer, but with more precision. And I think I'll use that same little pencil brush to do the same here. So back in with the burgundy, but with the precision brush. The other one, there's no way would do a good job. So I'm going to go in with that little pencil brush. And essentially use the same shadow as somewhat of a liner. Okay, that turned out pretty darned well. I am going to go and do the same on the other eye, and I will come back on camera to show you the final look of just eyeshadows. And I did put on my upper waterline, and I did not mention it, I put on a black liner in the upper waterline called Zero from Urban Decay. So if I have kind of a deeper look on the upper lash line, that's what that is. And of course you saw me come on with my eyebrows and base makeup done. So just you're all up to speed on that. So I will be right back with both eyes done as far as eyeshadow goes. Okay, both eyes are now done, and I think I am going to finish up the look with a few products. I'm going to do eyes first, and I think that based on the look, I do want to do a colored liner on the lower lash line. For the upper lash line, I will use, the upper waterline, I will reapply the Zero, and then we'll do a liquid liner and then a colorful liner on the lower lash line. I keep wanting to say lid for some reason. All I'm doing here is reapplying the Zero liner from Urban Decay. Now my absolute favorite for the upper waterline, and I haven't tried the black, I think it's called Legend upper waterline pencil, but my previous favorite was Perversion, again from Urban Decay. And this one I happen to have a full size of, and I'm going to use it. So there we go, reapplied that. And I forgot to take this guy out, and it is the Clinique Pretty Easy liner. It's a very fine line that I can get with that one, so we're going to do that next. Although the last video, something on my nose, the last video that I did, I ended up with a thick line with this liner, and hopefully I did not just jinx myself into doing the same thing this time. I think this look is intense enough without having a very thick line as a liner. Okay, so that looks all right. Now this is the side I messed up in the other look. Fingers crossed. Even though I can't cross my fingers right now. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. And we are going to do a lower lash line. I need to go and find a liner. I think I'm going to use Rockstar from Urban Decay. I have a lot of Urban Decay liners, so maybe I'm going to use a different one. I think I might use the Prune from Les Wattiers. Let me see if I can find that one. Got it. It was right behind me, so that's good. I'm going to use this guy on the lower lash line and waterline. Although there's already quite a bit of color there, I just want to make sure I've got a full line to balance out the top. Got something in my eye. There we go. Hopefully that didn't make you squeamish. The one thing I know that makes some people squeamish is the upper waterline application. And I get it. I totally get it. The lower lash line doesn't seem to be as big of a deal for folks. Okay. It's making my eyes water a little bit, but I think this looks good. It's a deeper color, but it's still soft, so it's not too aggressive on the lower lash line. I'm going to cover that back up. And yeah, it's called, oh, hang on. I thought this was Prune, but this is, oh, I picked the wrong one. This is Brun Noir, brown black. Go figure. It looked, no, it is brown. What am I talking about? The other one's kind of more of a plum color. This is more of a brown, but it looks good. And the plummy burgundy color does have kind of a brownish base, plus the khaki underneath as well, kind of a brownish base. So this worked out quite nicely. Okay, and for mascara, I am not going to use the Grand Entrance from Elizabeth Arden because the plastic bristles poke my eyes. It's the red tube mascara, and for some reason I don't have it. I thought it was in the box, the kit. I'll put a picture of it right there. I can't use it. It pokes my eyes, and as in my eyeball, and I'm not up for eye surgery, so I'm just not going to use it. So I'm going to use the two product option from Lancôme. I know Blasphemy, it's a competitor, but well, I guess any other mascara would be a competitor to the Grand Entrance. But I do want to use up mascaras that I have open. I have this one open, and so I'm using it. Yesterday's, not yesterday, the previous look, First Impressions with Arden, I used the Perversion from Urban Decay. And one mascara that is freaky good is Freak, as well from Urban Decay. Wow, is that amazing. As long as you don't freak out, pun intended, when you first apply it, because it applies extremely goopy, but then the wand allows you to just pull it off the lashes, and the ending effect is really nice. And so I was thoroughly impressed by that mascara. And I had heard such mixed reviews, but having used it, I understand why the reviews are so mixed, because I did it on camera. I'll put that First Impressions video right there, trying a bunch of new products. And my initial reaction, the first couple of seconds, is quite entertaining. I thought, oh my goodness, that's way too much mascara. But it turned out really nicely in the end. Now with the Cils Booster, I find I don't need to do 2 coats of mascara. It seems to give me the volume with the primer. It's not really a money-saving tip because the Cils Booster is quite expensive. And I'm not going to put mascara on the lower lashes. I think the liner is doing enough, and I do find it's a little bit more of a sultry look when it's just the upper lashes, assuming you have the, some length. All right, and what am I missing? I was going to change the lip. So this is that Naked Nymph liner from last year, as I talked about before. And I'm going to go with the purple lipstick from this year. I did that as well, I believe, in the first impressions. But the next look, I think, is going to be more of a gold look, neutral look, and I will use the red lipstick with that look. It's a very nice color for the burgundy. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I am going to put on some setting spray and give you my final thoughts on this look. The lipstick color I just applied, by the way, is Mulberry Bush. And do I have a number for Mulberry Bush? I think it says 42 or 41, something like that. Nope, never mind, it does not have a number, so Mulberry Bush it is. Anyway, really nice color, I really like it. And the lipsticks are very creamy and very comfortable from Elizabeth Arden, so pretty happy about that. Just a reminder here of what I used. So I did use this khaki color down here, and then these two colors up here. And then for the brow bone highlight, geez, that palette. And inner corner, I used Bellini right here. And then for blush, I had this one and then topped with Bellini for a little bit extra highlighter, even though this is definitely a highlighter. I have to say for this look that I would be inclined to, instead of using this gold right in here, I think that I would be inclined to try this middle highlighter. It just packs more of a punch than the eyeshadow. And if I'm really trying to do a contrast with the burgundy color, then this is more my jam. And maybe something that I will try on my own before I give final thoughts over the for the whole set. It just looks like it would be interesting. Let me just do a swatch real quick. So I've got the gold eyeshadow. It's kind of a goldy peach, which is probably why it's not giving me the contrast I thought I was going to get. And then the gold highlighter, gold coppery highlighter really. And then let's do a swatch of that burgundy color and see what those look like. Well, they would both be quite nice, really. So the one on the on the outside, that's the one in the eyeshadow palette. That's the burgundy down here. And then in the middle is that highlighter. And I think that you can see how the highlighter would look really nice with the burgundy color as well. Kind of inclined to try that. I just felt like the gold didn't show up that much, and I might just swatch it a second time. And it's really the peachiness of it that's what I think threw me off. It's not really a gold. Hopefully you can see the contrast between the two. So if you have a deeper complexion, this might be the better option as far as a pairing than this one. I could be wrong. That might be a nice brow bone highlight too. Anyway, just thought I would mention that observation. And to be frank, Bellini would be a beautiful inner to 2/3 of the lid highlight color and would look really nice if you want a soft look with the pink there. But I haven't tried the pink yet, so I don't know what I think of it. But I obviously like the finger swatches because I want to show you again. Yeah, they're pretty. Anyway, I would say the second look is a success. The first one surprised me. The second one that you're seeing right now confirms it for me. Last year, Elizabeth Arden failed when it came to eyeshadow. This year, it has found a winning formula. It is not very pigmented. For someone who wants ease of use for eyeshadow and still have color payoff, it's not bad. It's not bad. Last year, Lancôme blew Elizabeth Arden and Estée Lauder out of the water, and I would say that Estée Lauder learned something from last year and avoided the problems they had last year. So I'm really quite happy. I think that this is a very strong result for a second look, and I do definitely want to play with these eyeshadows some more. And when it comes to the colorful palette, what I am interested in working with are these right here, and then this pink over here that I haven't used yet, probably on the inner to 2/3 of the lid. And I will have used everything. And I also want to do a look, probably the next one is going to be with this palette, and it is the Neutrals palette. And I do want to do a brown look, which is pretty much what I can do with this palette. But I do want to make sure to use these shimmery colors. I've used a brow bone highlight here already, but these guys might be interesting. I wouldn't mind using the shimmery brow bone highlight. All looks white to me in the viewfinder, but this one I haven't used yet. This one I used in the first look as a brow bone highlight. These are more predictable. I would be shocked based on using the colorful eyeshadow palette that these won't be solid. Neutrals are a lot easier to formulate based on what I've seen in my experience, and so I would be really surprised if it didn't work out well. And I'm almost inclined, do I declare it right away? I'm almost inclined to start off with an all matte look and finish up with some shimmer add-ons, one or two of the colors, because I want to see what the matte formula is like. Shimmers are easier to produce, mattes are tougher. You want a matte that has high blendability, and I'm very curious to see how these are going to do. In the colorful palette, they do really well, and including the one that I thought was really weird when I swatched it, the khaki. This one swatched really in a weird way, but you saw it today, you saw it in action, and it worked out really well as the base crease and outer lid color. So yeah, I'm a little bit shocked at the improvement in the eyeshadow. Would I say it's better than Lancôme? No, but it's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close at this point. So, and Lancôme has 12 eyeshadows. This one offers 16 total. So if you're looking for more variety as well, you may be happier to have more eyeshadows than fewer. And so 16, did I say 18? 16 versus 12. It's 4 more. It counts, right? And then when you consider the 3 highlighters, you may consider those highlighters as extra eyeshadows. And when it comes to Lancôme, you have 4 face products, a bronzer, a couple of highlighters, and a blush, I think. Yeah, around there, depending what your definition is of a highlighter versus a blush. So I've talked enough. I hope you enjoyed the look. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would really appreciate hearing your thoughts. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.